Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast. In today's episode, joined with Katie, and Katie has Crohn's. It's going to be really awesome to talk about Katie's journey and everything. It's going to be a really cool conversation. So Katie, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing really, really well. Very good indeed.
Great. So would you mind introducing yourself?
Yes, my name is Katie. I am the owner of Katie's Life Kitchen, which is a bespoke meal box company that specialises in providing tailored specific meals for people that suffer with IBD. And I am a Crohn's warrior myself. I've had Crohn's for about 10 years now. So my nutritional journey is, pretty extensive.
Yeah, yeah. You're quite used to it all then.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. Yeah. So within your kind of like Katie's Life Kitchen, has that been going? How long have you been doing that for?
So KLK launched just over a year ago. I was basically in corporate for about 8 years in the city, and I got to a point where my Crohn's was so bad and the nutritional support was massively lacking from the NHS. Don't get me wrong, the NHS are absolutely amazing and they've done great things for me. But it got to a point where I really wanted the gap between allowing people to have that really bespoke meal plan whereby individual trigger foods are removed because everyone's trigger foods are different, right? And to give them just the opportunity to remove that dietary stress from their lives, because the thing is with Crohn's is that there's so many external factors that can trigger you into a flare-up. It's not just about diet, it's not just about what you eat, it's about things that are happening in your life. You know, you might not be getting enough sleep, you might have family situations, you might have friendships situations, and just removing the stress of having to worry about what you're actually consuming. After speaking to a lot of people that also suffer with IBD and my gastroenterologist, it just became really apparent that that was something that could really help the IBD community. So it's been super busy. It's been amazing, and it's so fulfilling when I can genuinely help people basically not go through the same journey I went through when it comes to diet. So it's been great.
Yeah, it sounds really great.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Because I think it's a really good idea because, like, as you say, everyone's different. Like
Mm.
like there's no. I don't think there's no unhealthy and healthy food when it comes to IBD because people
Mm.
can eat what you can really.
Mm.
Um, and it is hard. But
Mm.
it's good though. Like you say, it's good if you help one person, if you help people along with it and with their kind of plan and what they want to do. That's really awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And I work really closely with all my customers. If something happens to trigger them, that particular ingredient is eliminated, and it's just a process of elimination because a lot of people don't realize or they don't know what their trigger foods are. So it's just going through that process with them and ultimately allowing them to get their quality of life back. So it's super fulfilling. And I know IBD and Crohn's is really a tough disease to manage, but I kind of think that it's like a godsend for me because if I hadn't have been diagnosed with it, then I wouldn't be helping anyone. So
Yeah,
it's a bit of a catch too.
yeah, yeah. Like if you didn't have Crohn's, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing now. So
No, exactly. So yeah, it's not great, but it's also been a bit of a godsend.
yeah. It is, and like I completely agree, and like I guess on the same boat over here. Like if I didn't have Crohn's, I wouldn't be doing. We probably wouldn't be talking right now. So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Amen.
yeah, and like there are very much a lot of challenges that come along with it. But that's why, like you say, like the friendships you make and like the people you meet. I think that is the best part of having Crohn's. I think.
100%, because a lot of people that don't have Crohn's or colitis, they don't understand just how much it impacts your life on a daily basis. And it's not until you meet these other incredible, amazing people that have the disease that really get you, and they really understand you and sympathize with you, because it can be so frustrating. I mean, when I was first diagnosed, it wasn't really that popular at all. Like, no one knew what it was. No one knew anything about it. They didn't have any of the biologics that are around today. They just really had steroids to treat it. And, well, what steroids do to you.
Yeah.
So it was really tough. But hey, we're here today to talk about our stories, which other people find inspiring, and it helps them. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, that is the main thing, where you can just sit and talk about something with like who understand. Like it's better, isn't it? It's harder to speak about to people that maybe don't have it themselves, or but
Yeah,
at the same time, it's good to speak to them if they want to know about it and if they want to learn about it, because that's how, I guess, awareness works.
exactly. And I try and contact people and get their story up on my website and up on social media to, again, inspire and support those that might be feeling lost and lonely and all the other emotions that you get when you're not feeling very well with Crohn's and colitis. So and a lot of people message me all the time saying thank you so much for sharing, because I know Crohn's and colitis UK do a lot of that, and I do genuinely believe that it really helps the community come together and support each other. And it's so beautiful, so
Yeah.
beautiful.
The Crohn's and Colitis UK do share quite a lot of stories, don't they? And I think not just in the UK, all across the world. So it is good that there's those kind of platforms, and the one and yours as well, who want to share people's stories, because I guess I think that's where it all starts. Maybe for some people, when they get diagnosed, that they share their story like that, and then it gets easier for them maybe to talk about maybe like this, or just publicly a bit more.
100%, yeah, because always been a bit of a taboo. So it's just really nice that people are feeling more open and confident to talk about their journey. It's yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, yeah, because I was diagnosed probably 6 years ago. This year will be, um,
Okay.
and I was the same. Like I didn't know anyone who before, never heard of it
Mm,
before. For the first time I've ever heard of it, and
mm,
it was only probably till 2020 where I discovered probably a lot of people that had Crohn's as well, and in the
mm.
IBD community, which was quite good. And I think when you see that, when you see lots of people sharing their stories, it kind of makes you feel a bit more comfortable.
I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah. And then those people can reach out to, the people that are talking about their stories, and build more new connections. And everyone's so friendly and welcoming. And it's just, I really think social media has provided a platform for people who are struggling to, make those connections and feel, a lot more supported, rather than attempting to reach out to their gastro all the time and not having much success.
No, Yeah, that can be a bit crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, how was like the pandemic for you? Like lockdowns and everything. Like, how does that kind of affect you?
Yeah, lockdown actually gave me a bit of time to stop being so busy and to kind of just focus on where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, and ultimately build KLK to the point that it's at now. So it actually gave me that's the time that I needed to really drill down and focus on what direction I wanted to go in life. So again, it was a bit of a godsend. And my Crohn's at that point, it was up and down. It wasn't really bad. I'd started on the biologic that I'm on now probably 6 months to a year before the first lockdown. So that didn't stop. I was still going into hospital and having that, which was good.
Mm.
So yeah, in terms of my Crohn's, it didn't have a negative effect on my Crohn's at all. And yeah, it gave me that time to just really think and plan instead of running around like a headless chicken 24/7. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I would never look at it as a negative thing.
Yeah, yeah,
What about you?
um,
Well, you started your podcast, right?
yeah, yeah. Like, I didn't know what it was though. Well, when because at that time I think a lot of people were listening to podcasts and like even other people starting their own. And then I looked at it and I see what it is, and then at
Mm.
first I didn't know how to have guests on it or anything like that. So I just spoke to myself for the first few
Love
times.
that.
Um, I spoke to myself, like sharing my story, and then I got bored. I got bored of speaking myself, and I think I don't know if people want to just listen to me speak on my own. um, and
I
then
love that.
I decide, hang on a minute, people will probably like see me speak to other people, and then I like I decided to do that, and it's kind of like the logo's changed a few times,
Mm.
and all different things like and stuff. So that it wasn't a bad thing, but it wasn't the best as well because um like um like I lockdown was good, but as well it had its moments like for most of us where like was thinking, is this ever going to end? Is lockdown going to be
Oh yeah.
how long is it going to be any longer? But I thought, because I thought that that was the best opportunity for people like maybe who are vulnerable and got low immune systems and take drugs that make our systems low. I think that was the best point to go out actually,
Mm.
because everyone would have been locked in,
Mm.
and it would have been a good idea, um, and but yeah, um, I think um, I think it was good though. I did like it because we start, like as we say, we all have more time to do different things.
Mm.
So
Exactly.
we did, and like we it was good to connect to different people during that time, and still now. It did have some good times.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, a bit of a catch-22, but I think ultimately it just grounded a lot of people. So, and also it really helped with just feeling grateful for who you have around you and what you have. And yeah, it was a real eye-opener for me anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Like maybe catch up on some Netflix shows or or stuff on the telly if you want.
We'll go with that.
Or yeah, just I guess be lazy a little bit.
Yeah, and just relax. Exactly. Just have some me time. It was nice.
Yeah, yeah, and but that was the time where a lot of new things started happening. For a lot, like I got like, especially I imagine a lot of people getting diagnosed during that time period, during the lockdowns, which must have been difficult because like having to probably put on the waiting list because of COVID in the hospitals. So, like imagine that. Like I think I am quite grateful that that was all good. Like I was having injections at home, so like for my Crohn, so which I still am now. So I was quite grateful that I wouldn't be having to be like diagnosed with anything, or no thing went wrong within Crohn. So I think it worked out well in a way.
Okay, you on the Humira
Yeah,
injection?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I am, yeah.
How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's going okay. It's going
Yeah,
okay.
good,
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I think Crohn's and Colitis UK actually released some information about how many people are getting diagnosed now, and it's crazy.
Mm.
Like, it's the numbers are insane. I mean, it's gone from like hardly hearing about Crohn's and what it is to this condition that's, you know, affecting so many people. It's yeah, when they released the data, I was shocked. So I was like, wow. I think it's like 1 in 10 or something crazy like that.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like how many more people are like struggling to get diagnosed as well because it's hard, isn't it, to get diagnosed? I think because
It's really difficult. It took
because
them about 3 years to diagnose me.
isn't it?
It was long.
Yeah, yeah. It must be really annoying having to wait that long.
Diagnose you?
It took me about not that long, about 3 months.
Really?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I was nearly, I was nearly gonna have surgery though. Because they were saying it. What I was, they were gonna wait for me like another month when I was in extremely amount of pain.
Mm,
Uh, um, and it wasn't great. Like I had a kind of losopy to get diagnosed.
mm,
And it took like although that it felt also a long time because I lost a lot of weight beforehand and
mm,
a lot of like pain like
mm.
and yeah it wasn't not as long as some people but it felt longer than it was.
It's crazy, right? Yeah. They couldn't pick mine up through colonoscopy because mine's too high up.
Okay.
So they could only pick it up through MRI. But it had to get to a point where all of my strictures were so bad that they could actually identify where the scar tissue was. And I was actually due to go for a double balloon procedure where they basically do a colonoscopy and an endoscopy at the same time. And and they put you to sleep and they meet in the middle. But where my bowel was so damaged that they luckily they picked it up on the MRI and they pulled me out of the procedure because they would have just perforated my bowel and it would have been horrendous. So
Yeah.
yeah, that they could only diagnose me through MRI because none of the cameras could actually get to any of my strictures. So that it just took so long. And I don't know about you, but they were, you know, it was almost like they were trying to diagnose me with everything but Crohn's. It was like your pancreas is failing, your liver's failing, your kidneys are failing, you know, and it was you've got gallstones, you need to have operation. Like, no, no,
Yeah.
scan me again, you know. And not a lot of people can say no, and I'm so lucky and grateful that I said no to all of these different operations that they wanted to put me through because I would have just been like a patchwork quilt and I wouldn't have got anywhere. So it's people should know that they need to be persistent when it comes to their diagnosis, and just to not give up, because once you've got that diagnosis, it's like a huge weight off your shoulders, right? I know people probably think it's the other way around, and they're like, oh no, you've got Crohn's, it must have been really difficult to get that diagnosis. But in all honesty, when my IBD nurse told me, I was like, wow, thank you, just start treating me. And so that's when I did my degree in nutrition, and I thought, I'm helping people, because this is just awful.
Yeah. So you know what? It's good, because like sometimes like it is really annoying. Like I think like when I lost a lot of my weight, I did. It took so long for people to listen to me. And actually, I had I still have it. I have a fistula. And what happened was, I didn't know what it was at this point. So I went to like a doctor's surgery, and then like for them to look at it, what it was, like because to me, I didn't know at this point. I wasn't diagnosed with anything. And I think this was even before I was having pain, because in photos I could just tell like the difference that I looked and everything. And it was normally like other people just noticing other things. And what the doctor said, that she didn't look, because she said, oh, I wasn't comfortable, but really I don't think she was comfortable with doing that. And then later on, maybe like a week or two later, I saw my consultant. He did it, and he said it was what it was. And then I think waiting that long probably made it a little bit extra worse. Even if it was 2 weeks, 2 weeks was pretty bad for it. And then eventually, I was diagnosed, but it's just annoying, because like you say, I guess you've got to go over your gut sometimes to see what you think.
100%. But you know, they've improved the system so much since we were diagnosed. It's a lot easier for people to get that diagnosis now, and to get treated, and to get the support, and I think that's just amazing. So yeah, it's made it a lot easier, which is good, very good.
Yeah, it's good, because it's good that like you say, it's much easier now. It's good. It is good though, because like back in our day, it was like you say, much harder to get diagnosed.
It was, yes, it was. And also, once you had that diagnosis, it was kind of like, okay, off you go then, bye.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. You get handed a leaflet saying, here you go, you got Crohn's. And I was saying that I was taken to the diet room or something like that. After I had everything, and then I knew. The funny story is, I was awake when I had my colonoscopy and endoscopy. I had them one after the other. And because I didn't want to go back again, I didn't want to. I just want to do it all in one go, get over and done with. And then while I'm having it done, I heard consultant. I was sedated, but I can still hear. They said that I had. I heard them say, Mason, you've got Crohn's. And I analysed that, and I was thinking, well, what's Crohn's? Oh yeah, I must have that. Whatever that is that I do, and I come out, says to Mum, I've got Crohn's. And then she says, what's Crohn's? I'll say, I don't know, I've got Crohn's. And then
Google it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then the consultant comes out saying, you've got Crohn's. And I said, what's that? Is that a bug? Is that like an illness bug or something? Because I didn't know anything, so I literally think that. And they said, no, it's a disease. It's a disease. And then all I was thinking once I got out, that I wanted to eat something, so I got toast. I treasured that toast, but I don't know if they do the toast very long anymore. I think they stopped it. But
no, I think it's a biscuit now.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I'd much rather have toast than a biscuit. But there you go.
They cut the budget.
Yeah. Like,
Uh,
yeah. There's nice jam toast. I don't know if that. I'm not even sure they put jam on it. They might just done butter.
dry toast.
Yeah. But yeah, that was happened when we were diagnosed. Like you get given a leaflet saying, "Here you go, you got Crohn's," and you go on now.
This is it. Yeah. Yeah. They actually, I don't know how they monitor yours, but I have to go for an MRI every couple of months, and I have to swallow that hammer capsule. Have you had that before?
No, no, I've heard of it though.
Yeah. So I have to do that, and it basically just scans your bowel for 8 or 9 hours to see what's going on. And that's how they monitor me. What about you? How do they monitor yours? Or do you literally just do it on a symptom basis?
Yeah. So like when I'm not doing too good, I'll ring. Which
Yeah.
hasn't been for a little while. Like I've had an MRI for and I'm not sure if I did. I might have swallowed something, but I can't remember because it was a little while ago. Um, but
Yeah.
I did have an MRI, and they said I was pretty good. I asked for music. Well, I think they gave me music, and I played it. And then it was done quite quickly. But yeah, I sometimes I do go to hospital for like blood tests every so often, just to keep a check of things. But
Well,
yeah,
we have to for the body about that, because then at least they're constantly monitoring us.
yeah,
So I feel a bit better about that. I don't mind that.
yeah, yeah.
But at least you can take your biologic at home. I was actually allergic to Humira, so that was not
Mm,
great. But yeah, the I get a lot of DMs actually asking about my biologic, about Vedo, and people are worrying that it's not giving them instant results. Um, it took 10 months to work on me. So don't, if you've got listeners that have just started on Vedo and are worrying, don't worry. It can take quite a while to start working.
mm,
You just got to be persistent. So I don't know about you if Humira worked straight away on you, but yeah, it's not an it can be not an instant fix, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. It does
Mm,
take time. It does
mm,
take a bit of time because there has been instances where maybe like my Crohn's levels have maybe been out of range.
mm,
Sometimes. And before this, I wasn't on Vision. I was on Infliximab for a year.
mm,
And I got, and then I had a reaction to it, and like with antibodies and everything, so
mm,
I had to be taken off it. Um, but yeah, like I guess with you want it to work as soon as possible, but it will take time, like you
mm,
say. Um,
mm.
it's not always going to be like happen really fast.
No, exactly. And if you think about it logically, we've got so much inflammation in our bodies, it's never going to reduce that at a rapid rate. So, it does take time. And yeah, I just want people to not worry so much about that, because that's just additional stress, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah, it did take quite a while to work on me.
yeah, yeah. And I think it is. I think you do worry if, say, something you're on stops working. Um, that does cause like stress and
Mm,
a lot of worry.
mm,
Like if something for me stops working, I wouldn't be happy. Like with Hemira, I was advised to actually go on that first. And then I said I don't want to go on it first. I want to, but because it was shortly after my diagnosis, I want to be in hospital, like
mm,
and be observed by people. Um, so I'm okay, and then that stopped working and I'm on Hemira now. So, um,
mm.
but that's been working for a little while.
Good. Would you say you're in remission?
Uh, kind of. I I I guess I'm not in like a painful remission, but sometimes if the levels are out of hand, I still class that as remission because like if the inflammation is high, perhaps. But I would say I'm not in like a painful kind of way. What about
Good.
you? What about you?
Yeah, I'd say I'm in remission. Yeah, I'm basically doing a ultra challenge in May whereby I've got to run 100 kilometers in 2 days for Crohn's and colitis. So I'm raising money for Crohn's and colitis, and training's pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be a bodybuilder and I used to compete in bodybuilding, and now I'm doing endurance, and it's like a whole new ball game. And sometimes my Crohn's hates me.
Yeah.
But that's just from like a recovery perspective. So yeah, it has its ups and downs at the moment, but like it's just from a recovery perspective. It's not, it's from like an internal body stress rather than kicking up because it's a Crohn's flare. So yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'm in a good place. I have been for a long time, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Like, I hope May goes all right.
Thank you.
Yeah. You have to let me know how it goes. Like,
I
how you do
will.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Because yeah, it's good like to raise awareness and like different things within Crohn's, like Crohn's and colitis UK and everything. So, yeah, best of luck.
Definitely. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, because last year I did something for a charity called Rare Diseases. Because
Oh, amazing.
and what I did was I jumped out of a plane to skydive last year.
I've
Um,
always wanted to do
yeah,
one of those.
yeah,
What was it like?
yeah. It was great. Like like within someone that has Crohn's as well. A lot of people may think people can't do it because you've got Crohn's and stuff like that, but you can, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome. I'm very, very, very happy for you. I've
Yeah,
always wanted to do one. I will do one. I just need to build some guts.
yeah,
Pun
yeah.
intended.
Yeah, definitely got to build some guts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was first out the plane. I was first out. And then my person who my tandem guy said, "Are you ready? You ready to go, Mason?" I said, "No, I'm not." Yeah, and and
Yeah.
like I didn't look down. So when I'm dangling down the edge, like off the plane, because you got to be in a certain position. So it's almost like you're Superman for a little bit because you got like that, and then you're you don't. He said you got to look up and you got to stay. Your head's got to be on his chest for a little while, and you can't really move. And then
Wow.
and yeah, I didn't look down because if I look down while I'm dangling, I'm gonna be more petrified already. And then
You're not
um,
helping. You're not helping
yeah.
me want to do one.
No, no. But the best part of it is the free fall. The free fall is the best part because you go so
Mm,
fast, and but when I did it, I was first out and probably second from last down, so I had a nice
mm,
detour. Because as you can imagine, your heart will probably beat so fast. Depending on
mm,
how anxious you are, I guess. But for everyone, I would
mm.
have thought. But yeah, it's good fun, and if you get it recorded, it's really cool because whoever's recording it is like they're just in front of you, like they're stopped in midair, and they just take pictures of you recording you and everything.
Your face doing some really funky things.
Yeah, yeah.
Did your
But
belly drop?
yeah, it did. Yeah,
Wow.
it didn't feel that cold really in the air. Um, like really. Um,
Okay.
but when I was down, I was tired. Like because the thing is, when you've done it, you will feel really hungry as well.
Yeah.
depending whatever time you've done it. So I did it. I did it in the morning, and I was starving, and I was really tired. I was really tired, and this was for my birthday as well. So this was day before, day before my birthday, and I'm so tired. I needed to sleep. I was knackered. I needed energy, but it's really good fun. What what I did before was a couple of years ago, I did do like an indoor skydive, um, as well, um, which is a little bit different, but it's like a similar concept to maybe how you're going in the air, what position you need to be in, and everything.
Yeah, so you were a little bit mentally prepared for what was to come.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, it was, and then before you taken into like a briefing room, which they tell you what to do, say they say it's not like a roller coaster. Um, it doesn't feel anything like a roller coaster. But yeah, you just get prepared and told what you're doing. Um, and yeah, it's it's really good fun. That
I'm
was.
getting nervous thinking about it. And if you needed to improve your appetite, just jump out of a plane.
And one of the
I love
funny
that.
things that they said, one of the funny things that they said, well, it might not have been funny to everyone, but they said if our plane crashes, we'll be all right. We'll be jumping out. Yeah,
That will calm your nerves.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was pretty cool because when you're in the plane, you can't hear a thing. Like if people try to speak to you, like when I was people try to speak to me, I would just say yep, yep, yep. Like a couple people I know I went with, like they were saying speaking to me and people asked me if I was nervous. I was like, no, I'm not nervous. I'm ready to go. And then it the thing is, if you watch other people do it, it'll be like you
Mm,
go zoop, like really fast. Like
mm,
it doesn't feel it really. It doesn't feel like you're going as fast as you are, but like to other people, you go zoop, then you're down. But
mm.
good view though. Good view.
Oh, I bet it was magical. I can imagine. That's
It,
another reason
it,
why I definitely want to do
yeah,
one.
yeah. Have you always
One
wanted to
day.
do one?
One day. I'll send you the pictures.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's good fun. It's good fun. You'll
Yeah. I saw I got an email newsletter from Crohn's and Colitis saying that they're doing one and you can raise money for charity. And I was so tempted. It's like later on in the year, so tempted to do it. So I might do that. I might
yeah.
do another fundraiser.
Go on. Yeah.
Follow in your footsteps.
Yeah. It's very good. You will enjoy it, if you like all that kind of stuff. But I guess you'll find out, won't you?
I will. I will indeed.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but like, is there anything that you try and avoid with foods and anything for your Crohn's?
So my main triggers are alcohol. I've actually, when I was diagnosed with Crohn's, I was diagnosed with celiac disease as well. So I can't eat gluten. I'm allergic to wheat, barley, and rice. So I avoid any food groups with those ingredients in. Or, I mean, there's so many alternatives out there. Again, when I was diagnosed, like no one knew what celiac disease was. None of the supermarkets had anything gluten-free. It was just non-existent. So it's been really cool that they've started to stock all this new stuff that we can eat. So another reason why all my meals are gluten-free and dairy-free, because dairy is one of my trigger foods for my Crohn's, and I know from my customers that pretty much all of them that have Crohn's ask me to eliminate dairy. So dairy is eliminated for those customers that have Crohn's, and it was like an ongoing trend. So yeah, triggers for me, yeah, alcohol, gluten, some fruit really triggers me just because of how acidic they are, like apples, can't do that.
Yeah.
But But yeah, I think from eliminating my trigger foods and allowing my bowel to heal internally, I have actually been able to then introduce a lot of those trigger foods back into my diet, and I've been fine. So it's been like a really long process of eliminating foods, introducing them back in, taking them out. But now I'm in a really good place where I've been able to heal my bowel from the inside, put myself on a liquid diet if things get that bad, give my bowel a break. I went through all of that for quite a few years.
Yeah.
And it has all been worth it, because yeah, I feel great now and I can do anything I want to do. I'm very, very grateful for the position that I'm in. So it's all been worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good that you kind of analyze things and eliminate some kind of things that you can't have. Which it's good to identify, really.
100%. Yeah. And I can even have a cheeky drink every now and then. So
Yeah, that's good.
celebrate.
Yeah.
Celebrate life.
Yeah.
So have
Yeah,
that balance.
you gotta celebrate it, can't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, it's definitely about balance. So it's nice. It's good.
yeah, like I would have that every like, so maybe every so often, like there's an occasion to have that like a cheeky drink or something. But within food, like um I love spicy food before I was diagnosed with Crohn's. It was one of my favourites. But now that's one of my triggers. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to I still have it now and then, maybe a bit mild, like a certain food maybe I like, maybe a bit milder, not as spicy as before.
Yeah.
I can't have well, I can't have caffeine, so I'll have things that which, like, I think more so now, maybe some places supply things that haven't got caffeine, but it's rare. And it would be nice to see like restaurants or stuff like that just have them. Like let's say if you had a Coke or something, or a coffee, like or any sort of drink, but that doesn't have caffeine, because caffeine it affects me. I know it affects some people with an IBD too.
It does. And spicy foods as well. It most certainly does. Yeah, they're probably the top ones that I get from my customers as well. So yes, they're very popular, very triggering.
Yeah, like, because what I used to do every so often, I would have a gaming kind of night, and I would so get a kebab, and I love putting on spicy, like the chili sauce all over it, and I like the feeling of just having a drink every few seconds, and then people be like, "Well, are you mad?" No, not very nice in the morning though. The after effects, but um, but now I can't do that. Like, if I did, I would just dip it at the
Yeah.
most. But
Compromise. You've compromised.
yeah, a compromise. Like, but yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best of things that can be not nice for us. Like, but if you don't like spicy foods anyway, it's a win-win.
Win-win for those people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah. But I don't I don't miss it also that much, because there's so much other foods out there.
Well, yeah, and it's not even that, but you get to a point where you just think it's just not worth it.
No?
It doesn't even appeal to me, because the aftermath is just awful. Like, if I ate a yogurt, I'd end up getting admitted into hospital for 2 weeks, and it was just not worth it. So, these foods I couldn't eat, I didn't even crave, because it just it just wasn't worth eating them. So I didn't feel like I was missing out.
No, like during before getting diagnosed or in the process of it, I kind of lived on one kind of food, and that was just like chicken breast and stuff, which actually I was able to eat that kind of stuff, and I lived on it. I couldn't eat anything else. Like I literally couldn't, um and and then as soon as I was able to eat other stuff, I was so happy because I could actually eat other stuff other than one item of food or something.
Mm.
So that that was good. I guess after being I went on steroids, probably one of the first things I went on as well. So it's good when you can start like, and a good thing about like you say, so like years down the line, you could try something that really was harmful to you at the start, and then it can be better, and you can try it a little bit later on, and it might work out.
Exactly. Once you're in that good place and you've allowed your body to reduce inflammation and, you know, heal itself, you can start introducing these food groups back in and not have the same aftermath effects. So it's just a process, and you just have to trust the process. So, and you know, we're always here to support people. I'm sure you'll be the same. So it's yeah, if they need help. So
Yeah, like you said, it's good whatever we do to help someone.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing and they're not getting the support. So it takes people like us that have been there and done it to help them journey. I think that's really important.
Yeah, yeah, and it's more important to know knowledge about something rather than like go in and like get misdiagnosed. People need to know what they're talking about, really, and which is why like we have to know a lot about our own condition, because if we don't, and something might go wrong, then another medical professional has said a different choice, perhaps. Um,
Exactly.
But within food, do you have a favourite kind of food that you have, or you just go with the flow? What
What,
is it?
me personally?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I have got a sweet tooth, so I like anything sweet.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I've always had a sweet tooth. So yeah, I'm a sucker for anything sweet. I'd pick sweet over savory any day.
Yeah.
But
But
I love all food, if I'm honest. I don't like I love fish, I love salmon, sea bass, things like that. Really easy to digest foods, just so happens.
hmm,
I make a killer curry. So yeah, just not spicy.
no, no.
But yeah, I'm a sucker for a sweet. So I'd go big bag of Candy King any day.
I do like a good curry. Uh,
Curry and sweets.
yeah. Oh, a new combination.
Oh my God, no.
No. Imagine dip it into the curry sauce and
Oh no, don't, no.
yeah, that would be sweet, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that was maybe
Oh,
not blending them together, but you know.
no, but maybe just separate.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think that'd work out, would it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But yeah. Before we go, Katie, is there any advice maybe you want to give to other people, or just any last few things that you want to say before we finish?
I think we've covered most things, but yeah, you know, if anyone needs any support or help, or they want to ask me anything, then I don't know if you were going to include my links, but you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I will help you as much as possible, support you as much as I can, and yeah, just keep strong. I know it's really disheartening sometimes. It's a really disheartening illness to have, but yeah, I just want people to know that there are people like us around you to help you and support you and guide you. So grab that with both hands, and yeah, that's all really. That's all I wanted to say.
That's great. That's really great, Katie. But yeah, it's
Thank
great
you for
work.
having me.
Thank you for coming on, and it's really good work that you're doing with with what you do, because
Thank you.
I don't see many other people do kind of that what you do, so it's really unique.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. But yeah, we'll definitely be speaking more about, like, let me know what goes in May and skydive later this year maybe.
Yeah. No pressure.
No
No
pressure.
pressure.
No pressure. No, no pressure at all. But thank you, Katie. It's been really awesome speaking to you and everything. And thank you. I hope everyone watching or listening has enjoyed it and take something out of what today's episode is about. And yeah, it's great. It's been awesome, Katie, and thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you.